Hey, what's up? This is Omega Agent 661, and today I'm recording on a sunny, really hot California day in September. It's 100 degrees today. It should not be 100 degrees anymore. I am tired of the hot weather. But anyways, I am recording because I bent the tip on a $200 and maybe $40 knife the other day. Not good. So you want to know the story? You want to know how? And do you want to see me try to break some tips on some more expensive knives and some cheap ones? Then stay tuned. So I got a project. We're putting in tile. Tile has really strong straps. My hands are always busy, always full grabbing something. So I decided to choose a knife that I could deploy quickly and close easily and fits in my pocket and has good grip. And so I use one of my favorite knives. This is my Hogue EX04 with 154 cm steel. It's a great knife. One hand open and closing. Open, close. Nice. So what I didn't realize though is that these straps must be partly made out of adamantium because they bent the tip on this knife. I don't know if you can see. Focus, buddy, focus. But the tip on this knife is bent. Come on, let's get some focus in. Yeah, struggling to focus, but I'll try to put some stills in. There you go. There's a definite warp to the angle of the dangle on this blade that it never had before. And apparently that is because when I was cutting these straps, I was putting in the knife like so, and then kind of point this way and up to rip them. And I think I might have done it. Let me see. Yeah, this is how the blade. So look how it. Putting them in, and then coming up to cut it, and inadvertently putting pressure on the tip right there, and bent the blade. So did I do it? How did I do it? I must have did it this angle. Must have been facing this way. Went up, got it to bend that way. Needless to say, I'm bummed. This is an expensive knife, one of my favorite knives, and you know, I was using it for, you know, what it was made to do, cut stuff. And you know, it's made out of a, I wouldn't say a premium steel anymore, not a super steel, but it is still, you know, a high quality steel. So I stopped using this one after I noticed that and moved on to my Blur. That is thin set. I will clean it. It will become clean. I just haven't got to it. Tip's still good on this, but I've been more careful cutting these straps. But today I am gonna do it the same way I did before. I also brought out a lot of my other knives. I'm gonna see if I can cut straps on these. This is a very cheap knife, M-Tech. Don't know the model. Let's see what it's made out of. Stainless steel, apparently. Nah, I'm not sure what type of stainless steel. Bought it because I thought it looked pretty on the wall. Never used it. This is my Kershaw Select Fire. Pretty cool blade. ACR 13 MOV. Got a bit time, done a review on it. Will do. Has a drop point. We'll see if we break the tip. Another M-Tech. Got it because I thought it looked cool on the wall. Tonto tip. Tontos are supposed to have stronger tips. We'll see. Now this is where I get worried. This is my Spyderco M4 Blur. This is not a cheap knife. It's a limited edition knife. It's pristine. I mean, I use it, but not so much. We're gonna try not to bend the tip on that. Microtech SOCOM Elite. Tonto tip. It's pretty good condition. I mean, those grinds are still beautiful. We're gonna try not to break that tip. And then last but not least, my favorite knife in my collection, my Benchmade Bushcrafter 162. Which, you know what? Not pristine. I dropped it one time. The tip is a little bit flat, but it's still not broken. So stay tuned. All right, so first up, the Blur. Tip is good on it. If you can't see, I apologize. Looks real good. We're gonna do the same thing we did on the Hogue, which bent it, hopefully, and we'll hope to not bend this tip. There goes. Nice, easy cut. Looks good. Kershaw M4 Blur. So while I'm doing this, I want to explain the difference between a soft steel and a hard steel. We got cheap steel, such as this. Who knows what it is? It's stainless steel. A lot of stainless steels are real soft and bend and fold easily, which isn't always a bad thing. The harder your knife is, the more prone it is to chip instead of roll. So that 154 cm is a tough knife, but it wasn't so tough where that tip bent, which I'm grateful. I mean, broke off. It bent, but it didn't break off, which I'm grateful for. I mean, I would have really been bummed if that had just totally snapped, because I mean, it's a Wharncliffe. You know, it's modified, it's funky, but it's still a Wharncliffe. And I love that design. It's a Leschwitz. I want to buy more Leschwitz stuff. I want to buy some of his, you know, custom handmade stuff. I don't have that kind of money. It ain't happening anytime soon, but I want to. I mean, it's in the heart. I feel it. But anyways, we are gonna cut with this one. There's the camera. Still getting used to this front-facing camera on my new GoPro 9, and we're gonna see what happens. I'm also recording on this GoPro, my older one, the 8. Hopefully that gives us a good angle so you can see what I'm doing. I know you can't see what I'm doing in this one, but we'll find out. So here goes this one, and definitely not as good as a cut. Did it though. Looks like it definitely did something to that tip. Maybe the grinds just weren't good to begin with. Who knows? Apologies about the flies. Let's get another box up here. All right, so I moved 2 more boxes of tiles over here, and they're heavy. They're 50 pounds each, and around that much, and it's hot. So you're welcome, internet. Next one up, the Select Fire 8CR13 MOV. I've used this knife. I've prepped it for a review video. Got a little bit of rust, but no damage. The grinds aren't great to begin with. They're okay. They're not bad at all. But I mean, it's not world-class work here. It's still good. I do enjoy it. Good feel, and I will be making a review of this knife. Let's see if this tip bends or breaks. Now this is 8CR13 MOV, which is cheap Chinese steel, Twinkie steel alert, but will it bend or break? Let's find out. Using the same method, sliding it, pulling it out. Cut, it took a little effort, but I mean, these things are ridiculous. They're super tough. I mean, I guess it's good. We don't want these heavy towels falling everywhere, but it looks okay. But I could tell that if I wasn't careful, I could probably bend that tip. Next knife, M-Tech Tonto Edge. I don't think this will have any issues. The grinds are already a little bit off to the side. I don't know if you could tell. The grinds are not perfect, but it's not bent. We will see what happens. Same thing. Wow. Maybe. All right. So it cut it, but it didn't really use a tip. I ended up kind of pulling it up and hitting it here on this section of the knife and kind of cutting it up. Not exactly what I was looking for on this test, but hey, it survived, right? That's 2 boxes down. Let's get another couple boxes. And I'm back again. All right, 2 more boxes up here to cut. Next up, Spyderco M4 Shaman limited edition blade issue special. Great looking knife. I have a review up on this one. It's a nice knife. I don't use it as much as I want to, but this is a good one-handed opening and closing knife that, you know, if I wasn't afraid of it starting to look like this with the thin set all over it, you know, I'd probably use it more. You know, this is a fantastic knife. I mean, since I got it, this M4 Blur, I just love it. Same metals, way better price point. Like I said, I wish I would have bought 2 of those. Maybe if I would have bought 2 of these, I wouldn't be so afraid to use it. But let's get to it. Same MO. Set it underneath. Tip looks good. I'm a little worried. That one kind of dug into the box and I really torqued it up there. Looks good though. Whew. Yeah, that had me a little worried. A little bit worried indeed. Microtech SOCOM Elite. Very popular knife. Everybody loves this knife. It's great. I'm not afraid to use this one. Super steel, costs a lot. The only reason I haven't is because it's a little bit big in the pocket and I got a lot of tools. It's not automatic, and just the Blur is smaller, it's cheaper, so I don't care if it gets dirtied up. It opens so much faster and easier. I just wish, you know, the liner lock, you know, sometimes when you're busy, if you're not careful, you might not hit it, or you have the danger of closing it on yourself. But that's just the way it is. You got to be careful with your knives. Anyways, let's get to it. Cutting this one. Couldn't even do the test properly with this one. It's too sharp. Trying to slide it in, the tonsil tip just slid through it, busted it open like it was nothing. So yeah, I think that's a hard enough test for today. I need another box of towel. I'll be back. All right, slightly out of breath. I moved some boxes around, and I'm ready to do my final test. Oh, make sure this is recording so you can actually see what's going on. Benchmade Bushcrafter 162. Oh, fantastic knife. I love it so much. I might have dropped it at one point because I got the little tiny, I don't know, kind of flattened tip right in the front. And I do use it for camping. I do walk around with it. I use it for barbecuing, trimming meat and stuff. I could have dropped it when I was barbecuing too. You don't, no matter how good the steel is, you don't want to just drop it on cement, concrete, anything like that. But let's hope and pray it doesn't break. Here we go. Oh man, like nothing. Oh my goodness, so incredibly sharp since I've gotten it. I mean, I touch it up with the ceramic rod, but I'm by no means like this great professional knife sharpener. This is S30V, which isn't a super steel. The M4 on the Blur, and the Shaman and the Carpenter 204P on the Microtech. Let me see, is that correct? Yeah, 204P on the Microtech are legitimate super steels. This is above average steel. It's a premium, but it's not a super steel. And this thing just, it's a beast. Sharp, strong, tough, no issues at all. So it looks like I didn't break anything today. Little disappointed with my Hogue. Little disappointed. I mean, I'm glad that the tip, you know, bent rather than break, because then I lose that great tip right there, and I don't know if, you know, what would happen. But it's still a bummer. Still a bummer. And you know what, with these knives, I only use them to do one box. This knife, we did about maybe 20 boxes of towel before I finally noticed that the tip was bent. So, and you know, doing towel is long, hard work, and you get sloppy, and so that's what happens. I am gonna see if Hogue will repair it. I mean, I don't know if I could repair it myself. Thinking maybe I could do it the reverse way. But it's so sharp still, it digs right into the stuff. I don't know. This knife though, incredibly sharp, does a job. I really love it. I love the grip. It's one of my favorites. It feels good in the hand. This pocket clip just doesn't ever bother me doing any of the hard cuts or work, which, you know, this pocket clip on this thing kind of bugs every now and then. But well, that's all I got for you today. So far so good. Hopefully I don't ruin any other knives other than that Hogue, and I will keep you updated if I decide to send it in for repairs and see what they say. So that's it. Thanks for watching very much. Please like, consider subscribing if you haven't subscribed yet. And you know, this is Omega Agent 661 signing out.